Good morning, YouTube. It's your man George Page coming to you live on YouTube. And I always wish everybody out there a happy Thanksgiving Day Eve. As you know, tomorrow will be Thanksgiving, so it'll be one of those, it's that holiday you spend time with your family and friends. And I want to say that to have a blessed and happy Thanksgiving to my YouTubers and followers and subscribers and my other family out there. So, I hope you enjoy your holiday tomorrow. Just don't be careful with that turkey. Don't overstuff yourself like you do the turkey. But anyway, this lady before you is one Miss Denise Sanchez Masino. Now, as you know, this Miss Masino is a female bodybuilder, and this is from back in the day when she was competitive. She was born in Brooklyn, New York, May the 1st of 1968, and she was born a twin. She has a twin sister, and I follow Miss Masino in social media such as Twitter and YouTube, and she has said that her twin sister is not a female bodybuilder like her. She never got into the sport. Anyway, in 95, Miss Masino won the overall women's bodybuilding championship at the 95 NPC Nationals. She competed as a lightweight, and she was able to win the overall show championship. As you know, if you know anything about lightweights, it's rare for them to beat out heavyweights and middleweights in the overall championships. There's only been maybe a handful that done it, such as Michelle Repillette and Sue Price. After the Nationals, Denise made her pro debut in the '96 Jantana. Now, Jantana was considered one of the few standalone female bodybuilding class shows, and they often had a Jantana between, it was at Virginia or Charlotte. Virginia or North Carolina. You know, so it was a rarity that there wasn't that many shows where they stand alone for female bodybuilders. Most of them are attached to male bodybuilding shows, but Jantown was the only one really that was a standalone specifically for female bodybuilder. Anyway, after the Jantana, Denise competed in the international, and Miss International was attached to the Arnold Schwarzenegger show, and then she started doing more work as a model and um, and doing covers for female bodybuilding magazines such as Iron Man, and Flex, and even was attached to certain what was considered a lingerie, kind of like maybe how we basically said uh, like it was the female body equivalent of Frederick Hollywood, you might say. A lot of female bodybuilders in lingerie was called, I forget the name of it, was a Power and Sizzle, and featured quite a bit of female bodybuilders and fitness women wearing lingerie. Anyway, after that, her and her ex-husband, Robert Masino, created their own magazine called Muscle and Elegance. Now, Muscle and Elegance was the first female bodybuilding magazine which is dedicated to, which was kind of like the equivalent of maybe, some might say Playboy, some might say Hustler. And it showed a lot of female bodybuilders in the nude, which was rarely ever done back in the day. There was not that many female. There's been in the past there's been a couple of female bodybuilders that done Playboy. One female bodybuilder by the name of Anita Grondal that appeared in Playboy many years ago, and she was suspended from professional bodybuilding by the IFBB. But now things have changed. You have seen a lot of female bodybuilders do, magazines and videos, and even some have done hardcore porn. But that's not a here or there. That's what you got to do to make your money, because female bodybuilding is just not a very profitable sport for the women. But they try to make do and try to pay the bills and take care of themselves. Anyway, she kept as she kept on competing you know after that she competed in several Miss Internationals, and she also competed in a few more Jantanas. But in 2003, she got the call to the big show after she won the women's bodybuilding class of the Night of Champions. She won the lightweight overall division, and then win the overall show, which means that she won her division for lightweight, and she was able to go on by winning the overall of the show. It was only her and another competitor. Back in the early 2000s, female bodybuilders, the IFBB decided to create weight classes for female bodybuilding, which is kind of unfair because you come from a pro, and you shouldn't have to you know be considered a lightweight or heavyweight. That was the two classes they had for female bodybuilding back then. But she won the 2003 Night of Champions overall championship for female bodybuilding, which is kind of, like I said again, another rarity for lightweight to do. After that, she competed in her first Miss Olympia, and that was in 2003, and she placed third in the lightweight division. Then she came back in 2004 and competed at the Miss Olympia, and she took second in the lightweight division. But this is a little side note was given to me by what I consider a confidential informant that in that year they really wanted to try to push more the femininity thing, and Denise is very feminine. She's a very attractive woman, and and being 5'2", she was very small and petite. Even for a female bodybuilder, I think the judges like that, and I think I'd be like that. But Denise did a little thing where she wore it was kind of a S&M mask. It looked like something with, like spikes on it. It was shiny, whatever. And the judges didn't like that. And now I didn't like that. So she took second to Dana Cadeau, who went on to face Iris Kyle for the title. But she could have had an opportunity if she had not done that, wore that outfit, the mask. She probably would have faced Iris, and I think the judges would probably give her the title because they wanted to push more feminine look and more, more sexually attractive from Miss Olympia, and that was I would say that's Denise in a nutshell. She's a very attractive woman. Also, after that, she competed. In 2007, and she retired after she competed in Miss International, which was part of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Pro. Anyway, Denise went on to do several other things. She still does. For a while, she still did her Muscle magazine till the magazine stopped. She, her first husband was Mr. Robert Masino, and they got divorced many years later. He was her trainer, her manager, and now she's currently married to a gentleman by the name of Greg Sampson. Now they live in Florida happily, and Denise, she does, this is something about Denise you need to know. She is a registered Republican. That's kind of funny. You're thinking, somebody like this who's done certain, well, many of her magazines are very graphic in a sexual way, and she also done say pornographic videos, and she's a registered Republican. But there's a lot of. I would say this about this: some Republicans out there are kind of they're hidden. There's some who are hiding their perv nature. There's quite a few of them, and they don't want to admit it. But there's some Republicans are a little bit freaky. But anyway, this is also about Denise. There was she does a very sort of a charity event called Warrior Run, where they run through mud and over fences and stuff like that. And just recently, Miss Masino had broke her foot, and she had surgery. So I hope she gets well. I often she posts a lot of videos on YouTube, and sometimes I mention that she ever think about coming back as a professional bodybuilder or even doing physique, and she says maybe, maybe not. But I think if you've seen her, she is 51 years old and still looks like she can get on stage and put on a posing suit and just looks amazing. She still keeps herself in shape. There's quite a few bodybuilders that usually get out of the sport. They usually just either come this way, you try to you still keep yourself in shape, or you just let yourself just kind of just get away from the sport. I've seen some great bodybuilders that don't look the same like they used to, and some still look like they could like get on stage and pose, whatever else. But Denise decided she wants to pursue her own way and her own path. But I respect that about her. And every year she does this mud run. It's for the St. Jude's charity, and she's a very charitable woman. She does a lot of stuff for St. Jude, and I respect her for that. She's that's love, Also, a little side note: many years ago, there was this happens sometimes in the female bodybuilding, where when you're posing, that sometimes there's a wardrobe malfunction. And Denise had a little malfunction several years ago where accidentally one of her breasts popped out of her posing suit. That's not something that really that it happens quite a few often. There's been several female bodybuilders who've been on stage and posing and all the flexion and pumping you're doing. Sometimes you really, sometimes we really can pull some. There's quite a few, I would say, wardrobe malfunctions. One of my favorite ones is one Miss Renee Cassell at the Miss in Olympia many years ago, and that sometimes that happens. But Denise is called a trooper. She kept on doing what she had to do, and she kept posing. And even though it was noticeable, but hey. But one thing was that Denise used to do because she has well, I could say a short torso, where certain poses that are done, and one of the poses, the last pose, is called abdominal and thigh, where you take and you take out your thigh and flex your quads, and you flex your abdominal muscles. And what Denise had to do because her breasts were so big, she had to push up her breasts and show her abdominals. Well, Denise was really the woman who brought, I think, sex appeal for female bodybuilding. That, as I said before, I was a when I was a, before I was a when I was a younger. I'm sorry, I'm a little tongue tied. She gives me tongue tied. But when I was younger, I was a fan of female bodybuilder. But I think Denise changed the face of sport when she came in and just brought a more exotic look and just had an amazing body. And also, as you know, as I said before, she's very attractive woman. And I think that's one thing that maybe got her, a lot of flack for being, a female bodybuilder. But anyway, like I said, I like to wish Miss Masino a speedy recovery. And I think as a fans, I think we'd love to see her come back to bodybuilding. I think there's a place for her. I mean, she is just, I would say the woman who changed the face of the sport. Many of women who have changed the face of the sport. Anyway, it's your man George Page. Like, subscribe. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone again.